¿Cómo está, amigos? It's your boy, the Cleaver, calling Andrew, and today is Prime Cuts. Probably the last Prime Cuts for a little while. Later this week, my daughter will be arriving, so be taking a little time off from everything. So thanks for tuning in to this episode and showing support to my channel. And we're going to start the show off today with a little recap of Crown Jewel from this past Thursday. We saw the show technically open with Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez, or is that how you pronounce his name? I believe so. This was a squash shit show. I mean, we saw a couple little offensive moves from Cain Velasquez, but I mean, at the end of the day, it was a Brock Lesnar feast. Nothing really to write home from there about really this whole pay-per-view. It was the best pay-per-view I think they put on in Saudi Arabia, but I wasn't really fully impressed. Humberto Carrillo won the Battle Royal, 20-man Battle Royal, to face AJ Styles, and he came up short. We saw the tag team turmoil deal for the Best in the World Cup be won by the OC. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson. Wasn't really expecting them to win, but hey, good for them, I guess. Then we saw, which was a great thing to see. I don't really know how it was approved so fast, but it was Natalya and Lacey Evans in the first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia history. So, congratulations to both you women. Phenomenal job. I know the stress level had to be through the roof. I mean, I would never travel to any Middle Eastern country ever, and especially one that is so wicked towards women. I give those women props for even showing their faces, literally showing their faces there. The Tyson Fury Braun Strowman match was not necessary. I mean, to say the least. Like, since they did this whole thing, I was not feeling it whatsoever at all. And the fact that WWE continues to do this stuff with talent that deserves more just blows my damn mind. So, you know, it is what it is. Braun Strowman's time should have happened, a year ago, year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when he was one of the hottest things going, and now it's just a train wreck anymore. So hopefully they get Braun Strowman back in some type of legitimate role here soon, because the dude's dead in the water. So we saw a new Universal Champion. We saw The Fiend finally beat Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. And yes, it was under that red light again. So I'm assuming that every match we're going to get with The Fiend is going to be under that red lighting. Well, they should have done that from the start against Finn Balor back at SummerSlam in Toronto. That's when they should have started that whole deal, because, I mean, it's just kind of silly. It's hard to see. I mean, I get the concept of it, but it's a little hard to see, even at home. So I can imagine it in the arena. So the Universal Championship is now on SmackDown, because Brock Lesnar quit SmackDown on Friday and showed up on Raw last night. So, and is now in a feud with Rey Mysterio, coming out of this whole Cain Velasquez thing. Because we saw at the end of the Cain Velasquez Brock Lesnar match, Rey Mysterio came out and he ended up hitting Lesnar with a chair a couple times after he got his ass beat a little bit. So, the match has been made official for Survivor Series. It's going to be Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. So, on SmackDown was in Buffalo this past week, and we know Saudi Arabia is a 14-hour plane ride. So there was a lot of controversy with the superstars being stuck in Saudi Arabia, and there's a lot of mixed stories, and I feel it was just a power play, and I feel terrible for those men and women who were stranded there over a whose dick is bigger contest, basically, between the Prince and Vince. So we saw a lot of NXT talent invade on SmackDown. We saw right at the end of Nikki Cross versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship, we saw Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, show up and attack Sasha Banks at first, and then lay out Bayley, lay out Nikki, then lay out Bayley again. We saw Adam Cole defend his NXT title against Daniel Bryan in a classic. I mean, it was a great match. It really was. And props off to both those guys. Adam Cole retained, beat Daniel Bryan clean. No help from anybody. The only other person from Undisputed Era that was there was Roddy Strong, and Roddy went back to the locker room at the top of the ramp. So we saw Matt Riddle and Keith Lee show up and attack Sami Zayn. And then we saw at the end of the show a decent amount of roster pop up onto and into the ring. And Triple H made the announcement: "You want a shot at us? You want to start war with us for Survivor Series? Well, we're firing the first shot." And yada yada yada. So it fills into last night's Raw. Triple H shows up with I think it was three different SUVs. He gets out of one, goes over to one, talks, and then leaves. But soon enough, we see it's the Undisputed Era. They come out to the ring when Hunter and Seth Rollins are in the ring, and Seth is basically saying, "I don't know what to do next." And there's Triple H, like, "Look, every time you don't know what to do next, I've been there to push you in the right way. So, you're either with us or you're against us." And then the OC came out, and this led to a little bit of a brawl between the NXT locker room and the Raw locker room. We saw Dominic Dijakovic show up. We saw Damian Priest show up. Later on in the evening, we saw Pete Dunne. It was just a crazy event going on, but it's been made official after Becky Lynch had a little one-on-one promo. Shayna Baszler interrupted it and told her, "Look, I'm gonna pin you or I'm gonna tap you, and I'm gonna decide which one of your limbs belongs to me." So at Survivor Series, we're gonna get a triple threat women's match: champion versus champion versus champion. Bayley, the SmackDown Women's Champion, versus the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. We are also going to get the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders, against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Revival, versus representing NXT and the Undisputed Era. We have Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, the NXT Tag Team Champions, in a three-way dance. Champion versus champion versus champion. See, this is where I'm getting a little lost with the announcement of Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE title, because I was expecting to see something like Adam Cole, the NXT champion, versus Brock Lesnar, the WWE champion, versus Bray Wyatt, the Universal champion. So what's this lead us now? Adam Cole versus Adam Cole versus Bray Wyatt. Is Bray Wyatt going to have a separate match, and then we're going to get like a Survivor Series, three-way Survivor Series team, 5-on-5 maybe, 4-on-4, and Adam Cole be the captain of that? I don't know. We'll see in the upcoming weeks. But I loved how Raw went off the air last night with a brawl. We had an NXT title match. We had Seth Rollins versus Adam Cole, and it ended in a disqualification when the Undisputed Era came down and attacked Seth Rollins, and that just led to an all-out brawl from both sides of the locker room, folks. But WWE, see, you kind of dropped the ball a little bit. If I were in charge of booking, I would have booked it. I said this in Aaron Riff's chat last night before anybody else brought it up, so I'm going to take credit for this one. I would have had Seth Rollins win the NXT Championship from Adam Cole, had him on Team NXT for Survivor Series, and then somehow he'd get screwed back out of the title. Cole would have it, and it would turn into a full-blown heel turn for Seth Rollins. So that's how I would have booked it. I would have booked Rollins to win the title, and then everyone been in shock, like, oh man, our top guy on this show basically is now the NXT champion and would have to be on the NXT roster. That would probably blow some minds, and it would have been an awesome thing to see. But it is what it is, and it'll all play out in time. So we have NXT coming up this Wednesday, which I'm excited to see. Hopefully we get a little SmackDown or Raw invasion. You never know. Both shows have been, snuck in on and attacked and this, that, and the other. Maybe we'll get some playback from the other two shows this week. And also, Seth Rollins winning the NXT title would boost some ratings on NXT because they want to see Seth Rollins, right? Yeah. Just have Rollins work next 4 weeks. 4 weeks in NXT. Bet the ratings go a lot higher than they are now. But again, we will see in time. So much is going down so fast, and I just hope they don't screw anything up. I really don't. And supposedly NXT is going to have people from 205 Live more, and 205 Live is actually going to be going live from the Full Sail Arena starting this week. So hopefully they get a little better response, because it's more of like it's one of those venues that has just something special about it. Like if anyone remembers Peabody's here in Cleveland, the Cleveland, Ohio area, how awesome that venue was for shows and concerts and stuff. The ECW arena, it's just like a kind of a cult following arena. So hopefully things get better. I know they only have like 6 people on their roster, and no offense to Noah Foster, I'm really surprised that it's still a show if there's only 6 people on the roster and the title is under NXT banner. So I don't really see the need for it anymore, but I'm not going to be the one to write it off. So tell me what you guys think in the comments about that 205 Live statement. I want to know your opinions on it. We'll see. So I'm trying to think of like anything else that was really of importance this past week in the world of professional wrestling. I'm trying to remember all the cards that I had. We saw the bullshit with Lana and Bobby Lashley and Rusev. He said Lashley said he was hurt from tearing his groin and it wasn't from wrestling. And that's just a shot at Rusev saying, I pretty much fucked your wife and tore my shit. I hate these type of angles. It's super, Days of Our Lives, soap opera-y. I know wrestling's soap opera-ish enough, but I've never been a fan of these angles. I've never been enthused by them, especially like the whole adultery thing. Like, you know what? Fuck you guys on that stuff. We see enough of that in the real world that we don't need it to play out on TV, that a thing that we watch to escape reality, basically. So, we don't need it, it's do other stuff to bring the Attitude Era-ish back to it, but leave that shit out of here. We don't. No one's a fan of the adultery stuff. So, follow me on Twitter at Colin. And actually, no, that's not my fucking that's not my Twitter handle anymore. Follow me on Twitter at NoDQ Colin Andrew. Follow me on Instagram at Colin26Andrew. One of these days, I'm gonna get that right. Follow my friends Stefan and Jerry on their YouTube channel, Aftermatch Wrestling. That's all one word, AFTERMATCH space wrestling. And then follow them on their Facebook group, Armbar, all capitals, ARMBAR, the exclamation point. Follow Simple Man Noah Foster, Noah Foster 210 on YouTube, or nodq.com/Noah. You can also find Simply Cindy at simply_C_OK on YouTube. Holiday Chris Mace, seen him everywhere. James Hebert, Owen Finch, Jeff Meacham, nodq.com/Jeff the Man, nodq.com/Virtue, nodq.com/merch. This is the big one. Go buy yourself a t-shirt, ball cap, tapestry, coffee mug, sticker, all sorts of different stuff. So make sure you pop over there and check it out and pick up some sweet stuff. You can also check out the site on Pro Wrestling Tees, prowrestlingtees.com, I think /NoDQ, or just type in NoDQ in the search bar on Pro Wrestling Tees. Also takes you to that store, which has some more retro merch into it. So keep supporting my channel, please. Like, share it, subscribe it, tell your friends, tell your dog, tell your grandma, tell your high school custodian, tell your lunch lady, tell a coworker. I'm at like 30 subscribers, and I'd like to build a little bit more, but with everything going on right now, I'll be taking a little bit of time away from videos. I'm not sure how much time, but we'll see. I'll be back soon. I'll still be doing stuff in the group chat for my NX team and everything like that. So also I want to do a official welcome to the NX team to Mark Griffin, aka Mark Reviews on YouTube. So welcome to the team, buddy. Check out our other good friend from the NX team, Evan Francis, at Go to Work Fitness on Instagram. The dude is getting ready for his debut match in professional wrestling, so good luck to you, buddy. And shout out to Chris Willis. Keep your head up. Much love, dude. So I'm the Cleaver calling Andrew. Thanks for checking out this episode. Stay classy, stay fresh, stay warm, and remember, eat the meatloaf always. Mom, the meatloaf. Peace.